We're holding in the period of Sefiras Ha'Omer when we have the custom to observe halachos of mourning for the deaths of the 24,000 students of Rebbe Akiva. And the Gemara tells us that what was it that caused such a mass plague for so many people, Torah giants. You have to even just think about that for a moment, the amount of Torah that was lost. 24,000 Torah giants that died. What caused that? And the Gemara says in Yevamos, Shelo nahugu kavod zeh b'zeh. They didn't give honor to one another. Okay, you see the importance of respecting others. How crucial of it's not just like a nice thing. It's crucial. But if you take a step back for a moment and look at the whole story, something seems very off, strange. Because who is the Rebbe of all these students? Rebbe Akiva, right? And the Gemara, the Yerushalmi, in Adarim says that Rebbe Akiva's famous line was "V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha zeh klal gadol b'Torah." That the rule of Judaism is love your neighbor like you love yourself. So, I get it. Not all Talmidim always act exactly like their Rebbe, right? But this was his mantra: "V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha." Then literally 24,000 people, they didn't love each other. And we're talking about Torah scholars always working on themselves and looking to grow, and they're teaching Torah and they're involved. Really? What was the disconnect between the Rebbe's teaching and how it actually played out from the Talmidim? So I saw an amazing insight in the Shemi Shmuel in Parshas Emor. He's speaking about Lag BaOmer. And he's speaking about some higher ideas that unfortunately I'm not able to relay. Not because of you, because of me. I am not able to relay it. That's chisaron in me. And it seems like the way he writes that he speaks about this in other places as well. I've not been able to find it, but he suggests the following. I'm going to elaborate a little bit. We've mentioned a few times that in the pasuk "V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha," love your neighbor like you love yourself. What does that really mean? Like the Rishonim point out, it's impossible for a human being to love someone as much as they love themselves. We're all wired to love ourselves more. You don't have to feel bad if you feel that way. Everyone feels that way, okay? We all feel like we love ourselves more than other people. So what does it mean to love another person like you love yourself? So Rav Hutner points out that the word re'acha doesn't really mean a friend. The word re'ah, that root, really means a piece of something bigger. So for example, it has the same root as the word trua. On Rosh Hashanah, we blow the trua, right? A lot of small little pieces that make up the bigger sound. You have one long sound, the tkiya, and the little sounds are called truas. The re'ah means a piece of something bigger. And therefore, really what we're saying when we say v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha is that a person has to recognize that although we look differently, right, we're different sizes, different hair, no hair. Okay, we're different from each other, right? But at the end of the day, we're part of a bigger unit. We look different, but we're all part of one unit. On a spiritual, ruchani level, we are one, whether we like it or not. Okay? We make up one body. The V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha means love your other part like you love yourself. Of course you love your other part like you love yourself. If you, God forbid, broke your arm, right? Your leg wouldn't say, oh, I'm so tired today, I'm not going to go to the doctor. Just let the arm just suffer. That's ridiculous, right? The leg runs. The leg doesn't talk to the arm, doesn't think about it. It might be exhausted, it just goes because the arm is in pain. The leg feels the arm's pain as if it's its own because it is its own. The V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha means that another person's simcha, his joys, his accomplishments, things that are going on in his life, his bad things, his difficulties, are felt by us as they are our own. Simply because they are our own. It's not like you have to work on your feelings for other people. You don't have to work on your feelings for other people. The other person is really yourself. Finished. Done. Okay. That's the mitzvah of v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. But if you take this to the nth degree, so it's true that people honor other people. Right? What does it mean to honor another person? What does that word honor mean? Kavod. What does it mean to give kavod to someone? So I'll read a very beautiful idea that Rav Hirsch writes in Sefiras Ha'Omer, Perek Tet Zayin, Pasuk Zayin. The English translation, he says as follows. Kavod, you have to realize the word kavod, to honor, is the same exact word as kaved, heavy. If something is heavy, it's kaved. So what's the word kaved and kavod? What is the relationship? You can't have in Lashon HaKodesh, you can't have the same word with the same letters mean different things. They always have to mean the same thing because the letters in the Aleph Beis are the molecules that make up the word. Okay, it's not just a random word. This is called a bench, a stender, a chair. There's nothing behind the word. The letters create the reality of the word. So you can't have three letters that make different realities. It's impossible. So the same word, kavod and kaved, mean the same thing. So what does it mean to be weighty and to honor? So Rav Hirsch writes that kavod denotes the spiritual weight, the impression made by the spiritual and moral essence of a thing, just as weight, koved, reflects the material mass or content of an object. When we say something's heavy, right, what do we say when something's heavy? We're saying like, I feel it. It's making an imprint. It's pushing on me. There's a recognition that the item is present. When something isn't heavy, you don't even realize that you're holding it. Oh, I forgot that it's in my pocket because it wasn't heavy. Something that's heavy, you feel, you recognize, you notice the importance of that. When you show honor to someone, what are you saying? Oh, you didn't realize this guy is a special guy. He just looks like a regular person like all of us. You don't realize he gave a big donation to the Yeshiva. He brings with him a lot of weight. He brings with him a lot of presence. He is actually worth a lot more than what just meets the eye. Honoring someone is showing and recognizing the weight of that person, not in physical sense, but in the spiritual, moral sense of him existing. It's the exact same thing. It's how present something is. How much of an imprint does something have? You can make an imprint because you're heavy. You can make an imprint because you made a big impact. You left your imprint on something. Doesn't mean your footprint is there. You made your imprint because you taught something. You uplifted people. You made your imprint, right? It's the exact same type of a word. So when we talk about giving kavod to someone else, what we're saying really is like this. I'm a great person. I have a lot of pluses, I have a lot of talents, a lot of gifts that Hashem has given me. But you know what? You also have a lot of things in your life. You're also a very special person. You know, you're unique in a certain way that I'm not that way. And all of a sudden when I show kavod to you, what I'm doing is I'm recognizing and I'm displaying that I notice that you have a lot to you. There's something that you have that I don't have. There's something that you have that someone else doesn't have. And I'm honoring that. I'm showing that you make an imprint. You matter. You actually weigh something in this world with people, etc. That's a very difficult thing to do, right? Because I have to be a little bit humble to be able to recognize your pluses and your talents and your God's gifts, right? Okay. When was the last time a leg honored the arm? Never. Because that's weird. You don't honor yourself. You don't say, I'd like to, I'm going to have a dinner because I'm honoring myself. You don't do that. Because I know what I do. I know what I weigh. I know what I'm at, right? Kavod is someone who's distinct and separate from you, coming and showing how important and weighty you are. But one unit and one individual doesn't do that. So says the Shem Shmuel something amazing. He says that the Talmidim Rebbe Akiva, we shouldn't dismiss them like, oh, terrible people. Everyone shows a little bit of honor to be like terrible people. And then we have to say, oh, on their level we don't understand. No, that's not what the Shem Shmuel says. The Shem Shmuel says that the reason they didn't honor each other, it's not because they disrespected. That's the wrong word. It doesn't say they disrespected each other. They didn't show honor to each other. Why did they show honor? V'ahavta l're'acha kamocha. We're all one unit. We're the same. We're not 24,000 people. We are one person. One person doesn't go around showing honor to each other. Of course they were nice to each other. Of course they spoke appropriately to each other. God forbid, you the Torah giants. You think they pushed each other down? No way. They were nice to each other, appropriate with one another. They loved each other because they were all one. The leg loves the arm loves the leg, the ear is not bothered by the nose, no fighting. They're all together. One unit. So lo nahagu kavod zeh b'zeh. They didn't display honor. They didn't talk about, let's honor this guy, let's honor this person, let me talk you up. They didn't do that because they saw the message of their Rebbe that they were one unit. Okay, but here was the mistake, says the Shem Shmuel. There are two planes going on over here. On one hand, we are all one unit. Right? You can never go ahead and if your wife's not happy, God forbid, you can't tell your wife, like, the reason I didn't compliment you lately is because we're one. Honey, we're one. We are so close. There's no reason for me to honor you in any shape or form. No, don't do that. Don't try that at home, okay? Yes, we want to become one, and we have to realize that we're one. And therefore, there's no reason to ever fight, and there's no reason to ever be mean to someone. There's no reason to put someone down. There's no reason to be jealous. There's no reason to take nakama, revenge. No reason, because we are one. But at the same time, we also live in a very humanistic way. We are human beings with feelings and emotions, and therefore, we do have to recognize that we're striving for something, but we're not all there in that one space. And therefore, we still have to be nagu kavod zeh b'zeh. We still have to live on the plane of we are different people. And for the positive, we do have to show each other how much we respect and value the imprint and the impact that each one of us make on each other. And that's something that during this time, it's not just, we don't shave, we don't listen to music, and check. That's not what the rabbis wanted from us. We're supposed to be learning from the lesson of what happened historically and what that means for us. And really what that means is that every single one of us have to, first of all, yes, we have to recognize we're all part of one big whole. But we also have to recognize that my feelings towards you and your understanding of what I think about you is quite important. It builds people up. It allows people to function properly. It builds people's self-esteem. It allows people to infuse into that one unit much greater kedusha. And therefore, it's incumbent upon every single one of us to actually take time and think about each other. Not just be nice to each other, think about all the milos, all the pluses of each other, and then go ahead and show it. I respect that you did this in Shir. I respect that you did this in the dorm. It's amazing to me that you brought this to the Shabbos experience in Yeshiva. Every person does something. If you can't figure it out, think harder. It's there. Every person is different. Every person brings something to the table. You can learn something from everyone. Ezehu chacham, who's a wise man? Not someone who knows a lot of stuff. Halomed mikol adam. He learns from every person. Every single one of us is unique and is contributing. And it's incumbent upon every other one of us to recognize that. And therefore, in order to create a tikkun or to grow from this whole experience, it's important for all of us to actually think about each other and show kavod to each other. Kavod meaning recognizing the unique parts of every one of us and to be able to articulate and display it to them. Bezrat Hashem, through that, we'll be able to really achieve the ultimate oneness, and we'll be zocheh that we shouldn't have to mourn on anything. We'll be zocheh to the base of Mikdash being rebuilt. Amen.